Hi, I'm Susan Baley, Executive Director of 108 Contemporary, a nonprofit gallery in the Tulsa Arts District dedicated to contemporary craft. I'd like to take you on a virtual tour of our newest exhibition, Art and Archaeology, featuring the work of Diane Savona, a fiber artist from Passaic, New Jersey, who uses textiles to tell history. Savona has said that her works tell the stories of past generations. We began our tour with 3 works from Savona's Garment Portrait series, titled Witnesses to the Past. The shape of each of these figures began with a tracing of the artist's silhouette, so they can be viewed as self-portraits. However, for Savona, the forms are also reminiscent of images of Russian shamans. She considers the figures to be guarding our ancestral memories. These figures provide us with a good introduction to Savona's working method, which derives from an Italian quilting technique known as trapunto. Savona fossilizes objects by sandwiching them in between 2 layers of cloth and quilting around the object. She uses historic objects, such as household tools and sewing notions, that she finds at garage sales and estate sales in her neighborhood. Let's hear from Diane Savona about these 3 figures.
You have a shaman, a person, a woman who was powerful and able to help others. So these are my shamans, and instead of having a backbone made just of pieces of cloth, I've taken scissors and disassembled them, and then taken them and upholstered them in fabric. So you have pieces of scissors that are now upholstered in damask, in white damask, and arranged to form the backbone and some of the reminiscent of the shaman. And these are all made of excavated materials. These are materials I found at garage sales. If you go to garage sales, I live in Passaic, which is a very mixed neighborhood, and there's people here who are 1st and 2nd generation and are selling off grandma's stuff. At least they were before the virus. And so I could go and I could buy old aprons and pin cushions and all the other things. And so these are made by materials that were actually used or created by other women. Here, the head, it's all clips and pins, and these are all underneath the surface of the cloth, so that they've been fossilized. So you have this ancient looking figure that's made of the used materials that come from what I consider the modern equivalent of an archaeological dig, a garage sale, an estate sale. You go somewhere and you get to look through the boxes in the basement. And this one's holding all the kitchen tools that have also been upholstered. And this was the first one. She also has saws and other wooden devices. But that's what I mean about archaeology. It's part me, it's part, I almost feel like I'm collaborating with a group of former generation, with women from my mother and grandmother's generation. And they're somehow working at this with me to tell the story of their lives and what they did, and how all their work shouldn't just go to the dumpster.
2 other works in the exhibition are also from Savona's Garment Portrait series. Let's look first at Security from 2012. Savona considers this garment portrait to embody the anxiety of our nation after 9/11.
This one is Security. Yes, that's the name of her. And another figure that is in the show, and she is made up mostly of all these images of keyholes, and is, again, holding on tight. And she's against a background which has all the keys in it. So she's made up of all these keyholes. She's holding on tight, and she's got all these dark keys around her. So you could read that as danger or a sexual component or just fear. But again, you're starting with an actual garment and using it to represent a person, to represent a person's feelings.
Never Enough is also from Savona's Garment Portrait series.
This is Never Enough. And again, this is life-size. And it has a background of all snaps. They're on a white, I got this big spool that had all the, you go to garage sales, you get all kinds of things. But she is holding everything. It's never enough, in this case, never enough security. We have all, and this, I guess you would say, is influenced by modern times, by the insecurity, the fear, the horror. She's just holding all these. It's based on a number of historical figures. There's one figure in particular, an ancient sculpture, where she has multiple breasts, and instead of that, you've got these multiple locks, and she's clinging to everything. And you have all these keys, and there's a little purse here, and inside there's another purse, and inside there's another one. And we have a close-up of her head, which is exploding with all the passcodes, the passwords, the code, your secret number, your whatever. I can never remember them all, the pin. And they're just exploding out of her head.
Thanks for taking this virtual tour of art and archaeology today. And thanks to Diane Savona for joining the tour via current modes of informational technology. We are extremely grateful to the exhibition sponsors, the Oklahoma Arts Council, which receives funding from the state of Oklahoma and the National Endowment for the Arts, and also the Kathleen Patton Westby Foundation. Diane Savona's exhibition will be on display at 108 Contemporary through January 17th, 2021. I hope you'll have a chance to come by the gallery and view her works in person. 108 Contemporary is open Wednesdays through Sundays from 12 to 5 p.m. Admission is always free. Please visit our website to find out more about becoming a member of 108 to help support our mission of connecting audiences with contemporary craft through free exhibitions and programs. I hope to see you soon at 108.